Welcome back. This month marks the one-year anniversary of the dramatic fall of Kabul, Afghanistan, and among the unsung heroes were the Afghan and American women soldiers who served alongside each other. And while the war might officially be over, the sisterhood that developed between the Afghan and American women is strong. Joining me today to talk about the Penfed Foundation's Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program, two military heroes, U.S. Army veteran Rebecca Edmondson, the program manager for the Penfed Foundation's Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program, and Mahnaz Akbari, former commander of Afghan's female tactical platoon. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's my absolute pleasure. Rebecca, tell us about your experience training and serving alongside your female Afghan Army counterparts.
Well, for me, the experience in total was life-changing. I had never imagined that I would be serving in such a capacity, but I'd been in the military for about 6 years before I found myself in Afghanistan, and there I was, working alongside of these phenomenal women, training them in a variety of ways to collect intelligence and rappel out of helicopters using night vision and operating during the night. So it certainly wasn't an easy task, but it was incredibly rewarding to see them thrive in that environment against so many cultural norms that would normally prohibit a woman to accomplish certain things like that.
So the Afghan women soldiers were at great risk?
Huge risk. Every single day that they came in to work, they were risking their lives.
Tell us all about the Penfed Foundation's Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program.
Well, it's very personal to me. Having spent the time that I did in Afghanistan, it certainly wasn't feasible for me to stand by and do nothing after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, and so I feel incredibly grateful to the Penfed Foundation for creating a program that would allow veterans like myself to be so actively engaged in the resettlement process for our Afghan allies. And what we focus on a day-to-day basis is addressing the basic needs. Since they've been here for going on a year, we've been able to focus more into the English language training, and now we're wrapping up on applying for asylum.
Mahnaz, how has the Penfed Foundation's Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program changed your life?
When Afghanistan fell and we came here, it was a very disappointment situation, and we left our country, we left our people, we left our family, and also we left the job that we really loved it. And we came here and we feel that maybe we are alone here and there is nobody to help us, because the country was new, the culture was new. But fortunately, we had our American sisters that they really help us and to stand up by ourselves. And also Penfed Foundation provide us a lot of training, scholarship and English courses, and helping with our housing and a lot of stuff that things that help us to have a better life here.
As a soldier, I know that you faced a lot of terrifying situations, but leaving your homeland had to have been really difficult. What's your most memorable experience as a woman in the military in Afghanistan?
One story that I'm going to share with you, I had a mission that I was searching females and children in mission, and it was in a room and it was pretty dark, and I had night vision. Absolutely, they didn't have night vision and they couldn't see us very well, but they recognized me that from my voice that I'm a female. And one 13 and 14 years old girl, she was staring at me and she asked me that, "Are you a woman?" I said that yes, I'm a woman. For her it was a surprising thing, because it was her first time that she saw a woman with kids with helmet, with weapon, with uniform. And she asked me that I give her a gift and I give her a pen. And she said that I'm gonna to keep this pen for all my life, and every time that I look at this pen, I remember you. And this story kind of hurts my heart because she was just an example of the situation of women in Afghanistan. Like in Afghanistan, like there are a lot of now there are a lot of strict rules on women that even most of them, like especially in rural area, like the woman can't like go outside from their house without men escort, and like they are not allowed to go to the school, they are not allowed to have a job, and a lot of things that are happening in Afghanistan.
She probably looked at you and saw a future for herself, and that had to have been really tough. So what was it like fighting alongside American troops, especially other women?
When I joined to the military, like it was around 2010 or 2011, that at that time joining the women to the military, there weren't a lot. But joining to special forces for female in Afghanistan, it was a taboo because we had to go to the missions, and with American soldiers, with American soldiers and also Afghan soldiers, we had to wear weapon, we had to wear like kids helmet and have weapon. And it was something that was unacceptable in Afghanistan. And also we had a lot of FTPs that their family, even they didn't know that what is their daughters is doing in missions. And we faced with a lot of problem, like security problem, culture problem. But fortunately we have these ladies alongside us, and they help us to empower us to fight for our rights.
Can you tell us more about that evacuation from the airport in Kabul?
Yeah. The evacuation, like, it's not easy to explain it how it was. There were a lot of people, old, young, children, women, pregnant women, and men, and all of them, like, they had a goal that leaving Afghanistan, because living in Afghanistan, like, they remind them like a lot of bad experience of Taliban's ruling in the country between 1996 and 2001, and so they wanted to have these experiences repeated for them, because they did know that if they stay in Afghanistan, like, they won't be allowed to go to their school, they won't be allowed to have a job, or Taliban, like, they kill a lot of people by the name of their religion, by the name of their ethnicities, and so everybody was rushing to the airport to leave the airport to other countries. And I remember that it was like midnight, 12 or 1 in the midnight in the morning, and like, Americans help us to get inside, but before we go inside the airport, like, I was helping to American soldiers to find FTPs like among the crowd, and it was dark, and I had a flashlight in my hand, and I sit in one of the American soldiers to find FTPs in the crowd, and it was really awful. And also I remember that when we were flying from Kabul airport to Qatar, we sit in a airplane that there were a lot of people, hundreds of people, children, men, women, old, young, and the thing that was a little bit surprising, like, everybody was calm, even the babies, and nobody didn't talk, because the environment and the situation feels that very disappointment, and so, like, I think everybody feels sad and nobody doesn't want to talk about anything.
Rebecca, the Penfed Foundation's Afghan Rescue and Resettlement Program is helping Afghan women get settled into life in the U.S. Where can people go to get involved, and what else can people do to help?
Well, our website is definitely a great source for information. It's penfedfoundation.org. You can go there and find out more in detail about the assistance that we are providing. And there's also an opportunity on the website to donate. And what's great about that is that every single dollar that is raised goes directly to these families during their resettlement journey.
So to support the rescue and resettlement of women Afghan soldiers who assisted U.S. service members, visit penfedfoundation.org. I want to thank you both for joining me and for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.